Joining us now is Dr. Anthony Fauci, the Biden administration's chief medical advisor, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. And Dr. Fauci, we just heard about AstraZeneca and this study, this research coming out of England on that Oxford vaccine. They're calling it absolutely superb. What do you call it? This notion that this vaccine can not only stop infection, but reduce transmission of the virus.
You know, Savannah, I haven't seen the data yet. That's not yet been peer-reviewed. I mean, I certainly have every reason to believe the Brits, but I'd like to see the data myself. If that's true, that's good news. You know, yet again, another vaccine candidate in the mix. We heard yesterday about the Russian Sputnik candidate, which had over 90% efficacy. J&J, Johnson & Johnson, from last week also had some good results. So as we're going on, getting into February now, we're going to have multiple candidates in the mix, which is good news.
It is.
But as you said, that's balanced. Yeah.
Well, I want to I know where you're going with that, but let me just for a second on these other vaccines. How quickly might we see them approve? J&J, the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine.
Well, the J&J data right now that we discussed last week is being reviewed with the FDA right now. So we could see literally within a week or so that they wind up getting the kind of emergency use authorization. I don't want to get ahead of the FDA, but I would not be surprised, Savannah, if this happens within the next week or two.
So let's talk about where I think you were headed. We've talked a lot over this pandemic. I don't know if I read your mind yet, but I mean, on the one hand, you've got good vaccine news, and on the other hand, you have bad variant news. You have these strains, these mutations of the original coronavirus, whatever name you want to call them. They're racing across this country now. How concerned are you that these more contagious strains of the virus could become dominant in this country and complicate the vaccine effort?
Well, that's certainly a possibility, and that's the reason why we take it very seriously. One of the ways that you prevent the further evolution of virus to become mutational, the way you do that is to suppress the replication of the virus. And the best way to do that is twofold. One, continue to double down on the public health measures to prevent spread from person to person. And as you just mentioned at the top of the show, get as many people vaccinated as you possibly can. The more people that are protected from infection, the less opportunity you give to the virus to mutate. It can't mutate if it doesn't replicate. So the more you suppress it, the less it does.
Well, I know this isn't really scientific, but I mean, are we doing it fast enough? Who's winning if it's a race between virus and vaccine? Are we vaccinating right now at a pace to keep ahead of these mutant strains?
Well, we're getting better and better, but Savannah, we're not, because the situation is we still have a demand that far exceeds the supply. And what you mentioned in the beginning of the show about getting the pharmacies involved is really good news, because if you get pharmacies to distribute, if you get community vaccine centers to distribute, and then later on we'll probably have mobile units to get out there. But we've got to get the steady supply, of vaccines so that we could put it in people's arms. And the more companies that give data, like we've heard this morning, that looks like they'll be able to get in the mix, the better we are. The more companies, the more vaccines, the more people get protected.
And we've talked about how the so-called South African variant or the UK variant may be more contagious, may be somewhat more resistant to the vaccines, but the vaccines still work. And you and I have talked about how there's an effort to upgrade the vaccines to match it better to these emerging strains. How long you said the work's already being started, but how long does it take for something like that to roll out?
Well, you could probably do something like that in 2 or 3 months, because the vaccines themselves are very flexible and adaptable to be able to upgrade them. We don't need it right now, but we're going in that direction anyway, just in case, because as you mentioned, the mutants are here in the United States. They are not dominant yet. We can prevent them from becoming dominant by trying to suppress the replication. But if they do become dominant, we may need to upgrade the vaccine. That's exactly the direction we're going right now.
And finally, it's not a national holiday, but it might as well be. We've got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. We are used to having indoor Super Bowl parties. I don't have to tell you about everybody reaching into the same bowl of nachos. How concerned are you, and what's your message to folks as they think about getting together for the Super Bowl?
Well, you could probably do something like that in 2 or 3 months, because as you mentioned, the beginning of the show about getting the pharmacies involved is really good news, because if you get pharmacies to distribute, if you get community vaccine centers to distribute, and then later on we'll probably have mobile units to get out there. But we've got to get the steady supply, Well, every time we do have something like this, there always is a spike, be it a holiday, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. As you mentioned, Super Bowl is a big deal in the United States. Enjoy the game, watch it on television, but do it with the immediate members of your family, the people in your household. As much fun as it is to get together in a big Super Bowl party, now is not the time to do that. Watch the game and enjoy it, but do it with your family or with people that are in your household.
And who do you got, Chiefs or the Bucks?
Oh dear.
Okay,
well, I don't want to go there, Savannah.
Not your game. Okay, no. Some people hang on your every word. I don't know. Okay, Dr. Fauci, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Savannah. Good to be with you.
All right, take care.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.